Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
The Thunder is the road team for today's Western Conference matchup. Jazz fans are making noise. We're in Salt Lake City, Utah. Hi, everyone. We're happy to have you with us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, I'm Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge, our sideline reporter. So off the tip, it's Oklahoma City. All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So for Oklahoma City right now, Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Anthony is out there with Steven Adams. And it's George in at the small forward. Out to Anthony. So the wing on the left. 4-3, Westbrook. Westbrook missing again. On defense, Oklahoma City. Good with it. George picks him up. Feeds it to Ingles. And Gobert kicks to Hood. Here's Johnson. And good. Got the Ingles that time as it falls.
Well, Johnson isn't just an outside shooter. This guy is a versatile, talented scorer in the paint. But guys, you talk about a player with Defensive Player of the Year capabilities. Look no further than Rudy Gobert. The 7'2" Frenchman has earned that nickname, the Stifle Tower.
Utah with the ball. And Rubio kicks to Johnson. Gobert, the screen. Ingles passes to Gobert. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. The feed to Anthony. Kicks to Robertson. Off target with his 3. The Jazz on offense. Hood dishes to Rubio. A little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Adams brings the double team. Gobert with a screen for Ingles. Just 5 to shoot. And Adams sends it back.
And the defense of Steven Adams is so important to this team. They depend on him to be a rim protector now.
Full 24-second shot clock. Here's Gobert.
Boy, they wanted to hit the ground running today, but it hasn't happened. Just 1 for 5 from the field.
Back to George. Gobert against Adams. Second shot opportunity. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Boy, the jumper of Steven Adams really coming along. He is working hard to develop that.
And Rubio kicks to Ingles. The dish to Hood. Gobert with a screen on George. The pass to Johnson. Baseline jumper. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Hood for 3. And it's Hood again missing. Oklahoma City's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. There's the screen. Here's George. The kick out to Westbrook. Here's Robertson. Ingles covering. For 3, Westbrook. Another miss by Westbrook.
He's obviously still trying to find the range. No success this quarter. You wonder what it would take to get him to pass the ball.
Now, here's Rubio. Johnson, the pass to Hood. Gobert, the screen. Gobert with the screen for Hood. Fader on the way. Utah, the rebound. And the shot goes in from Rudy Gobert.
Boy, the length of Rudy Gobert is awe-inspiring. This guy's so good on the offensive backboards.
Westbrook dishes to Robertson. Gobert with the block. Here's Ingles. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Ingles has got his first basket of the night. Oklahoma City trailing. Right side, Westbrook.
Get out of the way. The absolute ferocity from Russell Westbrook. The rim. My goodness, how you feeling?
That was a terrific replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Now, here's Rubio. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
You know, that's okay, I think. Even though they miss, they still have to be happy with the shot selection. Well, there's no consistency from the field in this quarter. We'll see if he can get his shot going.
And you look back early in his career, Rudy Gobert, he kind of clogged things up just as much at the offensive end as he did defensively. And I tell you what, though, he's made significant strides, becoming much less of a liability on offense.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses. And Gobert last season with career highs in field goal percentage and free throw percentage.
And he averaged double figures for the first time in his career. If you ask me, he'll be a walking double-double in this league for a long time.
That one is no good.
Well, Rudy Gobert is figuring out how to play to his strengths, right? He's out there to board it, to reject shots. A terrific 5-man in the NBA.
Now, here's George. Adams, right side. It's stolen by Ingles. It's tipped. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. And the dunk by Robertson.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
Here's Ruby, following the score by Oklahoma City. Clock at 6. Gobert, the screen. And Rubio kicks to Gobert. Westbrook pulls it in.
Boy, the defense gets into his head and alters his release when he really doesn't have to.
Hood against George. For 3, Westbrook sinks the three-pointer. Westbrook's got 7 points in the game.
How about the instincts of Russell Westbrook on the defensive end? Gives his teammate an easy chance there.
And Rubio kicks to Johnson. Johnson double team. Hood against George. Rubio the pass to Johnson, trying to get back on track. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Anthony. Now let's find out what head coach Quinn Snyder had to say to David Aldridge. David.
Well, Kevin, when I asked him about the defensive game plan, he said they have to clog up the middle and deny clean looks at the basket. If they can do that, he thinks they'll have the upper hand. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Here's Gobert.
I'll tell you, I hate to say it, but he's been dragging them down all night. The effort's there, but he continues to be ice cold.
Oklahoma City leading by 3. George dishes to Westbrook. Oklahoma City the rebound. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Back to Robertson. Pass to Carmelo. And Robertson has it in the corner. Outside for George. And out of bounds as Utah gains possession. So Utah ends up going with the new group. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Anthony. Grant comes in for George. Alex Abrinas is checked in for Roberson. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. Jazz trail by 3. Now, here's Exum. Pass to Mitchell, trying his luck deep. Offensive rebound.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Stolen by Exum, hooked away. Launches a 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Adams has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Grant gets a wide open look, drills the three-pointer. And the Thunder lead by 6.
Well, Grant is going to have to expand his range. And how about the confidence on that jumper?
Mitchell kicks to Urepko. And it's Exum in the corner. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Exum's got his first 3 points of the game. Grant outside, expanding his range. He can't get it to go. And Utah the other way now.
Well, if you think back to last season, guys, the narrative was that Russell Westbrook had zero help on this roster. To be completely honest, I thought it was unfair to the pieces that were around Russell Westbrook and the job they did playing their roles to exactly the standard this organization wanted.
Utah shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
Two shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And what the fans are saying is that Westbrook, Doris, just needs more help around him.
Well, certainly the acquisition of Paul George should relieve some pressure on Russell Westbrook because now he's teamed along yet another superstar.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
I think Dante Exum has got to concentrate and becoming a better shooter. He's got a ton of raw talent, and the upside is tremendous, Kevin.
Outside, Felton. And out of bounds as Utah gains possession. Utah has gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. They set the screen. Burks with it. Now defended by Grant. Taken away by Felton. Grant in the post. Burks covering. And that one, good.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Jazz trail by 3. Exum kicks to Favors. Now Burks. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Favors with the screen. 5 on the clock. The Jazz again can't hit it. Oklahoma City leading by 3. Grant the pass to Abrinas. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2. Here's Exum. He's got 5. They set the pick. He kicks it to Burks. Here's Urepko. And Adams sends it back. He dishes it to Patterson. The high post shot. No good. So Utah will take it the other way. Here's Mitchell. He feeds it to Favors. And here's Exum. Favors sets the pick for Exum. Back to Favors. And that comes off the assist by Exum. Favors got his first 2 points of the night.
Well, you like the attention to detail from Derek Favors. Great at staying in place when setting these screens. Creates opportunities for his guys. Love it.
Now, here's Grant. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Abrinas. No good on the triple. Jazz trail by 3. Burks kicks to Mitchell, and it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here.
And you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
You love that they're making their presence felt on the defensive end. You can't afford to be careless with this team.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Anthony's checked in. There's 1:40 left in the first. Got a hand on it.
Well, persistent defense on the part of Patrick Patterson. This guy anticipates the shot and says, no, sir.
Favors against Anthony. Dishes it to Felton. To the left side wing. Lets it go from deep. Abrinas with a bucket. Abrinas has got his third basket of the night. Utah has gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Exum dishes to Urepko. Burks kicks to Urepko. Passes it to Burks. Feeds it to Exum. Trying his luck deep. Utah with a fresh 24. Here's Favors. It's hauled in by Felton.
The only way he doesn't finish is if the defense gets in his face. Nice job.
Burks with the steal. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Alec Burks, Kevin, continuing to develop into a dependable scorer. He's got great size for a 2-guard.
Utah shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. First free throw is good. And for a Jazz team that had patiently built itself into one of the top teams in the league, how tough is it, Doris, to lose a player like Gordon Hayward?
Well, it's brutal. He was their best player, an all-star, a huge blow. Because you think about Utah fans who have harbored concerns historically about the team's ability to retain star talent. This will feed those doubts, Kev.
And Burks hits 2 free throws. The one thing we saw with the Thunder last postseason, Doris, is that when Russell Westbrook comes off the floor, this team sometimes lost its direction.
Yeah, but now with Paul George in the fold, it makes sense to stagger their minutes. That way they won't have such a dramatic drop-off if Russell Westbrook leaves the floor.
Oklahoma City shooting their first free throws of the game.
In the season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws.
First one falls.
Well, without great floor spacing, the Jazz have to work harder than most teams to find quality shots. They're very patient and methodical running their offense.
Raymond Felton hits them both. And the Jazz run a half-court offense. A lot of cuts and screens to create their shots.
Well, they are right near the top in what we call screen assists. Shots created off a screen. Ironically, not a ton of regular assists, despite all the passing required in their offense.
Here's Mitchell. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. 4 on the clock. Another miss by Utah.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Screen by Grant. And so it's Oklahoma City with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And for the Thunder guys, what stands out? Jazz trail by 6. They've got Favors. Jonas Jerebko out there with Alec Burks. Then it's Exum, and it's Mitchell. In at the 2. That's the group right now for Utah.
Well, how about the outstanding vision from the crafty point guard, Dante Exum, seeing the floor beautifully.
Outside, Felton. It's George on the wing. There's 3-pointers off the mark. The Jazz shooting just 26% out there. A terrible showing from an offense capable of much better. And he gets it to go.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Abrines kicks to Felton. Outside, George. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Shot clock at 5. Good on the triple. George has got himself on the board with 3 there.
Kevin, the defense is in his grill. The defense could do nothing else, but Paul George is just that good, even with a contest.
And Favors kicks to Exum. The feed to Burks. Over to the wing. Favors with the screen. Exum's shot is off.
Yeah, affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint.
Only one man back on D. Here's Mitchell. Goes back up. And Grant sends it back. Felton kicks to George. Back to Felton. Grant at the elbow. 4-on-3 break. Mitchell kicks to Exum. The dish to Jerebko. Now the pass to Burks. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
How about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
We've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Yeah, a big change of possession in a tight ball game. We'll see if they've seized the momentum.
Jazz trailed by 3. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Exum. Favors controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, you like how Favors stays after it in that instance. When he's close to the bucket, boy, he's great at hustling for these second chance points.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. Who are some of the guys that surprise you with their toughness on a nightly basis in the NBA?
You know, you have to think historically, pound for pound in the history of the NBA, the toughest single guy was Allen Iverson. For me, the current iteration, and I'm not saying that Isaiah Thomas is Allen Iverson, they're drastically different players because Isaiah doesn't have that kind of athleticism that AI had early. But Isaiah at 5'9", to continually find his way into the paint, to be willing to attack the bigs, to absorb the kind of pounding he does, and get himself into the MVP conversation, Kevin, really, that was incredible.
LeBron probably takes, for a guy his size, to think he can dish it out, but I'm telling you, I think he gets racked all the time.
I think, Kevin, this is the single hardest guy in the NBA to officiate today. And frankly, I do not believe LeBron James goes to the foul line as much as he deserves.
Westbrook with the bucket.
Amazing recognition by Felton. Sees the wide open man, sends it on time and on target.
Westbrook with the steal. And now Westbrook pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And the dunk by Westbrook.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
Up it goes, and the Oklahoma City lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from Johnson.
Wow, able to survey over the top of defenses as well as squeeze into tight quarters. Rubio is the consummate playmaker.
Here's George. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Andre Robertson, he's checked in for Raymond Felton. Throw good, Paul George. Now the Thunder are not one of the best shooting teams from outside. We know that. They know their strength of their offense, Doris, lies in their ability to attack the rim and get shots in the paint.
Right, because you have to consider the Thunder last year were last in the NBA in three-point percentage, yet second in the league in points in the paint. So when they are able to get inside on a team, that is when they are at their most dangerous.
Took him no time at all on that one. Rubio's got his first 2 points.
I tell you, the move, the fake, that's big time by Rubio.
Westbrook passes to George. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. And it's 9 points for George.
That's his second bucket from range this quarter after hitting none in the first.
Kicks it to Johnson. A putback. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Outside for George. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Rubio dishes to Ingles. And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Adams checked in. And Rubio kicks to Johnson. Clock at 6. Here's Hood. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
I think given his size, Rodney Hood can be very efficient on the interior. This guy feels at home in the paint.
And George, here we go. Pass to Roberson. He kicks it to Patterson. That shot missing. The Jazz go the other way with it. Hood, the pass to Rubio. Back to Hood. Gobert with a screen for Hood. Gobert, the screen. That's short off the rim.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
In the corner, George with it. And stolen by Hood. Ingles in the corner. Johnson outside. Launches a 3. And it's Johnson again missing.
Struggling to make shots this quarter and making it hard to catch up.
It's Robertson, top of the key. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4. Jazz trail by 7. Rubio with it. Pass to Hood. And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Anthony's checked in for Patrick Patterson. Here's Ingles. He has 5. And Gobert kicks to Ingles. Gobert dishes to Ingles. Another miss by Utah.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
For 3, Westbrook. Good on the 3-point shot. Westbrook's got 15.
They've given up a lot of 3-pointers here today.
Utah's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. It's stolen by Adams. Westbrook drives in, and it's George finishing it off.
Well, that's about timing and precision and knowing for Paul George how to use that leaping ability to get that alley-oop.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Jazz.
Well, obviously, the biggest impact Steven Adams has for this team is his ability to be a defensive force in the middle. This guy carves up space, takes away any would-be penetrators, solid rim protection, just an unbelievable guy on the interior.
More on Adams, Doris. Not only is he a shot-blocking presence, but also will come up with a good amount of steals for a big man.
And that's an area, Kev, where Adams has really improved recently. For his size, he's got great agility and great anticipation in the paint. And I like that there's no hesitation to rotate and challenge any player he switches onto.
Jazz trail by 12. And Rubio kicks to Johnson. Now, here's Ingles. D right on him. Shot clock at 6. To stop the run, he lays it in. 7 points in the game.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Oklahoma City leading by 10. Dishes it to Robertson. Off target from three-point range. Rubio against Westbrook. And Rubio kicks to Johnson. Nice ball movement by Utah. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Westbrook leading the charge. Out to Anthony. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
You know, you just look back on the way Melo's game has evolved over his career. Certainly a couple of changes. He uses his outside shot far more often now that he is more comfortable with his three. And not as many fouls drawn, but he still does a really good job attacking the rim.
And he can't get the first one. And think about Melo's game over the years, Doris. He's made adjustments, but overall he has remained incredibly consistent in what his strengths are.
Well, this guy is a tremendous scorer from the mid-range. You can post him on the low block. You certainly don't score 20 points per game every season in your career without having multiple tools at your disposal.
And the shot is good from Johnson.
You love how Joe Johnson goes straight up with that shot. He doesn't hesitate for a second.
Outside for George. Traps in the tray. George has got 14 points.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Westbrook against Rubio. Stolen by Westbrook. And finished off by Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook is as explosive an offensive player as there is in the NBA, and he's got his rhythm now.
Jazz trail by 14. Rubio outside. Fade away. Gobert can't hit.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
Yeah, with the defense laying off him, you know he's going to pull the trigger. They're lucky he didn't burn him.
Poked loose. Robertson gets the bucket. He has 6.
Boy, his shot looks so much more fluid this quarter, hitting at a much better clip.
Rubio against Westbrook. Johnson the screen. Here's Hood. And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Beautiful form on the floater. Rodney Hood continues to develop that offensive arsenal.
And Rodney Hood played 1 season at Mississippi State, then transferred, played another season at Duke. A good floor spacer, Greg, at 6'8".
You know, it's his in-between game that impresses me. Able to beat his man off the dribble. He can hit that little pull-up or drop it off to a teammate. This guy continues to improve.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Derek Favors checked in for Gobert. Urepko comes in for Johnson. Burks, he's checked in for Ricky Rubio. And it's Mitchell in for Joe Ingles. That free throw good from Hood. And Rodney Hood selected with the 23rd pick in the 2014 draft by Utah. What a great pickup for the Jazz. Wow.
Well, we're talking about a 6'8" shooting guard with a high skill level. And when Rodney Hood is aggressive and confident, he can be a major impact player in the league.
Westbrook passes to Abrines. No good on the triple. Jazz trail by 13. Mitchell kicks to Jerebko. They set the pick. The Jazz have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game.
Shooting for Utah, Donovan Mitchell. At the line, 2.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
You think about what Coach Billy Donovan has had to deal with in terms of his roster makeup in his tenure in Oklahoma City. You begin with Kevin Durant and Serge Ibaka, then you lose both those guys after your first year, and now you add Paul George. Through it all, Billy has been able to keep this team competitive.
And Mitchell drops them both. And for Donovan, he came into a situation where success was expected. Not easy for a college transition coach. But at this point, he has overachieved.
Well, you certainly think that Billy Donovan deserves a ton of credit for the Thunder's success last season. Without Kevin Durant, the team easily could have fallen out of the playoff picture, but this guy helps the team move to a different style on offense and continue to keep the team competitive. Well, we know this about Jazz head coach Quinn Snyder. He has a wide range of coaching experience, right? He's coached at the college level, in the minors, over in Europe, and in today's game, I think that breadth of experience is invaluable.
Nice ball movement by Utah. Jerebko kicks to Exum. Traps in the tray. Exum's got 8.
Really good anticipation by Dante Exum. He feels the defense laying off, and he sticks it.
You talk about that experience at different levels, Doris, different leagues. How does that help a coach like Quinn Snyder?
Well, Kev, we see the NBA game constantly evolving. In a lot of ways, it's becoming more like European basketball with the floor spacing and ball movement. So that experience can help him think outside the box.
And he makes the first.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Both good from the line that time. 55 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. He dishes it to Favors. Low block shot on the way. Abrines with a rebound.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And it's good for 2. Felton's got 4 this quarter.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Mitchell dishes to Jerebko. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. For Utah, they have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight.
2 shots.
2 shots.
the first free throw is good.
And good job they're doing at the line this quarter. They'll need to continue converting those free throws.
Exum hits them both.
And guys, this is the way to stay in the game. They're doing a masterful job from the line. Perfect this quarter.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. Favors with the screen. To the paint, and stolen by Felton. And they're moving it up. Patterson up top. Felton kicks to Patterson. They set the pick. Inside. Outside, Felton. No good trying to beat the buzzer.
Well, you love to see Derek Favors get active on the defensive end. He's got a big frame. He can get under the skin of those guys trying to come into his space.
And so that's the end of the first half. It's the Thunder. They lead by 13. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Coach Quinn Snyder. Quinn, what concerns you most about the first half?
Well, I think the tempo is in their favor right now. They're fast, and they're getting up and down the floor. So they're running out in transition.
Got to beat them to the punch. Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime
Welcome
Show.
back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to break down all the action from the first half. Oklahoma City has the edge here at halftime. They have a 13-point lead. And, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Thunder.
Well, they've been playing with some toughness. It's led to a nice lead for them, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding numbers. And now they need to stay mean, Ernie. You cannot lose that edge in the second half.
And, Kenny, let's get your input on the Jazz.
Well, they shot under 40% in the first half. There's your deficit. They missed some open looks, wide open. But overall, I thought the offense was stagnant. Look for their coach to draw up some specific plays to try to jumpstart them in the second half.
And now, folks, just moments away from the start of the third quarter.
The streets and buildings of Salt Lake City lit up gorgeously as we welcome you back to the action here in Utah. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game. He has been everywhere.
You know, and as effective as he was at slashing to the hoop in that first half, even better at finishing once he got there.
You know, he's so explosive. That little cut he makes, and then it's life above the rim.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. And on the floor for Billy Donovan as we get into the second half. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Adams is out there with Anthony, and it's George in at the small forward position. Hood, the pass to Gobert. The wide open look here for Ingles. Bangs home the trifecta. Ingles has got the first bucket of the third here for the Jazz. And the depth of this Jazz team, definitely one of its strong points.
Well, I think one of the best benches in the league, certainly, and it's been a hallmark of well-run franchises. It's not just the centerpieces, but every piece that affects the final outcome.
Well, Doris, you've said this many times. Few players as competitive as Russell Westbrook in the league. He goes full speed from start to finish, and you get the feeling he would play the entire game if his coach let him.
What I love most about Russell Westbrook is how much this guy just loves to compete. And it's that mentality that allows him to take over games, even if things aren't falling his way. It's hard to think of a guy who wants to win more in the league.
And that one falls for Westbrook.
I think one of the things that makes Russell Westbrook so unique is his hunger. He puts his heart on the line during every possession. Forget every game, every possession.
So he gets them both. Well, we all have hobbies outside basketball, Doris. You've said that one of your passions is cooking, and I know this personally. I have to ask, what's your best dish? What's your specialty?
You know, that might be too many to name, but if I were to pick just one, I would probably have to say my chicken tetrazzini is my children's favorite. Boy, I can throw down in the kitchen, Kevin.
Learn that from Mom? Did you just pick that up on your own? How'd you learn to be such a good cook?
You know, my daughter and I, that was one thing that sort of really bonded us. We would watch a little cooking show on TV, head to the kitchen and try to reproduce it. So Sarah and I did some work.
Love that stuff.
And that's how you want to come out of the locker room. He is fired up.
Absolutely perfect start to the half, setting the tempo right away with an easy opportunity at the cup.
Robertson can't hit.
Boy, too much traffic in the lane. Very difficult finish with the defense draped all over him.
From deep, Ingles drills the three-pointer. Ingles has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Jazz. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
Boy, guys, how about the offseason the Oklahoma City Thunder had? The acquisition of Paul George, one of the elite two-way players in the game, now playing alongside Russell Westbrook. Look out, everybody.
Group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Patterson, he's checked in for Steven Adams. Grant comes in for George. Arenas is checked in for Andre Robertson. And Chris Dunn's subbed in for Russell Westbrook. And Chris Dunn kicks to Grant. Oklahoma City moving it around. Arenas' shot is off. Here's Rubio. Here's Ingles. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and two shots coming up.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
For Utah, they have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line. 2 shots. Free throw drops for Ingles. Good on both. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. And Kristen kicks to Arenas, releases. No good off the back of the rim.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Anthony against Johnson. He feeds it to Ingles. Passes it to Gobert. Gobert the screen. And Rubio kicks to Gobert. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got 5 assists in the game.
And when they desperately needed to get things turned around, they were able to rally and get back into it.
You know, they found a way to compose themselves on both ends of the floor, and that's what's really powered this run. Well, after missing their first 3 shots, they finally get one to go in this half.
There's the pick. Johnson kicks to Ingles, and so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. And Rubio kicks to Hood, feeds it to Gobert. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Ingles. Here's Kristen, looking for his first basket still in this one. To the middle. Great pass to set up the lay-in. And it's an 8-point Thunder lead.
Well, I think this is where they'd like to see Patrick Patterson be effective, get his points in tight, make nice, efficient moves to the rim.
Rubio dishes to Ingles. Back to Rubio. Terrific design on the pick play. He lays it in. Rubio's got his second basket of the night.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. How about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Yeah, a big change of possession in a tight ball game. We'll see if they've seized the momentum.
Gobert with the block.
An intimidating force who continues to wipe away shots with ease. Go to work, Rudy Gobert.
Here's Grant. But they'll get another chance. From beyond the arc. A rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
His shot's off, but they're still winning. So hats off to his teammates for picking up the slack.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. Doris, so often we talk about high basketball IQ. Is that something you can learn, or do you have to be born with something like that?
I think it's probably a little bit of both, but if you look at someone like LeBron James, whose basketball IQ may be the highest we've ever seen, I think he's a guy whose basketball knowledge is always expanding. And I think if you love the game, you're constantly taking in information. So probably a little bit of both.
So you've always got to be curious, right? Even if you're at the top of the game like LeBron or yourself.
Right. LeBron is just, he's constantly taking in sources of information, upping his ante in terms of film watching and preparation. Really special to be able to watch that guy work.
And I know that's how you prepare as a broadcaster now. I'd like to tag along sometime and watch you prepare for a game. That'd be a lot of fun.
It'd be a blast.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Adams, he's checked in for Patterson. Paul George comes in for Grant. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Kristen. The 3 from George. They get it again from deep. George missing again.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
And yes, it's good.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Westbrook against Rubio. Here's Abrinas. And that time, also a missed shot.
You have to be willing to pass in those situations. That was a low percentage shot.
For the lead, and there's Joe Johnson on the assist by Rubio. Rubio's got his 6th assist on the night.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Adams with the screen on Hood. George. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a 3-point play.
Yeah, Kevin, there are nights where it's impossible to stop Paul George. He is such a strong guy who knows how to convert through these plays.
And Paul George, the 10th overall pick in 2010 out of Fresno State. I'm not sure anyone realized, Doris, he'd be this good when he first got into the league.
No, you make a great point, Kev, because the physical tools were there, but his work ethic to keep adding layers to his game has been truly a thing to watch. This guy's got a chance to win league MVP before it's all said and done.
Utah trailing here. Now, here's Rubio. Gobert, the screen. Carmelo Anthony comes up with the rebound. Anthony's got his 4th rebound in this one. Good for 3. Here's Gobert. And the layup's good off the glass. Gobert's got 8.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And for a while, you had to wonder how Russell Westbrook would play if he was the standalone leader of a team.
What we found out is Russell Westbrook is now an MVP. This guy was the unquestioned leader of the team, and I thought the entire group reflected his intensity on the court.
That's good from Westbrook.
And they've been a completely different team at the line here tonight. Maybe they're finally turning the corner when it comes to their free throw shooting.
Derek Favors checked in for Utah. And so Westbrook makes them both.
I think it's best to avoid putting this guy at the line if possible, but that's obviously easier said than done.
Rubio, the pass to Hood. Johnson against Anthony. Johnson can't get it to go.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
And Russell Westbrook good for 3. Westbrook's got 7 points for the quarter.
I think you've got to respect the catch-and-shoot game of Russell Westbrook. He is excellent at pulling up.
And Rubio kicks to Johnson. Over Anthony. And Johnson missing again. Oklahoma City leading by 4. Down low. Shots good by Anthony.
Well, just the ability to have the kind of vision that Paul George has, exceptional at getting his teammates the basketball.
And Rubio kicks to Johnson. There's the feed to Hood. Back to Johnson. They need this. Buries the long-range jumper. Johnson's got 13 points.
I tell you what, he's got an unreal feel for that corner 3. Huge mistake to give him that shot uncontested.
And here's Westbrook from the arc. Utah with the rebound. Hood's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Rubio in the corner. No good from outside. Oklahoma City shooting just 33% in the second half so far. They need to look at more high-quality shots. Westbrook, no good.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Well, if he wasn't there, that shot's going in. Love the effort on the defensive end.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Now the dish to George. That will fall for his 7th bucket. 7 for 15 in this game.
Oh, Kevin, that's not an easy play. Paul George is an extraordinary player. Keeps his eye on the bucket at all times.
Rubio dishes to Hood. Johnson, the pass to Hood. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Hood's got it all tied up now for Utah.
Perfect example of how to set a great screen. Set your feet, stand firm.
Near the 3-point line, it's Westbrook. Westbrook missing again.
Boy, they leave an area of the floor totally unprotected, and he lets it go to waste.
Rubio outside. There's the pass to Johnson for the lead. Rubio misses. The Thunder shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. And it's stolen by Ricky Rubio. From 13, and too long on the shot.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Yeah, scoring isn't coming naturally to him right now. It looks a little little bit uncomfortable out there.
And just showing you his determination despite the size difference.
I mean, how does he get that shot off? I mean, he had to angle that perfectly to get past the defender. Well, Paul George has made himself into one of the premier two-way perimeter players in the NBA. I think you have to put him in that category with Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James. He can take over a game in every facet, guys.
The free throw drops for Russell Westbrook. Endorsed Paul George, capable of carrying a team offensively while also locking down the other team's top win threat.
And that, to me, Kev, is one of the hardest things to do in this league, to expend the energy necessary to be an elite two-way player. Paul George is the real deal.
Here's Westbrook. Rebounded by Jerebko. Jerebko's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Nice ball movement by Utah. Burks kicks to Jerebko. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Jerebko's got his second best.
Well, you have to love the size that Dante Exum attacks the point guard position with. He can see over defenders, passing the ball with great confidence.
Screen by Adams. Anthony kicks to Westbrook. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. Utah's got more than a 50% success rate on their three-pointers since halftime. They're 4 of 7. Kicks it to Adams. Offline with his 3.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Pass to Burks. Jerebko kicks to Mitchell. Pass to Jerebko. Dishes it to Burks. Favors sets the pick for Burks. Just 5 on the clock for the lead, and it's Favors laying it in. Favors got 10.
Well, this is the classic hot hand, right? If he can keep it up, their lead will be safe.
Anthony kicks to Roberson. Outside, Felton for 3. Westbrook rebounded by the Jazz. Favors got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. A shot by Burks. Nobody around. No good from the wing. Oklahoma City trailing. Here's Felton. A shot off that time. Great D that time from Favors. Mitchell dishes to Exum. Inside, Favors. And a slam dunk by Favors.
And you talk about fighting your way back into a game. They've shown a lot of grit in this comeback.
Yeah, to start off with so many mistakes and still now find a way where everything's working, it allows their momentum and confidence to continue to build.
Patterson, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Here's Felton. Doesn't go either for Felton. And here's Utah. They're on a 14-5 run. Exum passes to Favors. That's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will retain possession. There's 45 seconds left to play in the third. Exum kicks to Favors. To the inside. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. And it's a 5-point Utah lead. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Passes it to Patterson. Back to Anthony. For 3, Felton. Rebound by Mitchell. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. That free throw, no good. And he's good on the second. Feeds to Robertson. He kicks to Adams. Back to Robertson. For three, Felton. Felton can't get that one to fall. Mitchell can't connect. And so it's Utah with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
We got to now start to anchor down defensively right now. Trust each other and trust the load. It's not just one-on-one defense, it's together.
It's a little help from your friends. This is what Billy wants. He wants a lot of communication, wants teamwork. And guys, you were talking during that break. You think his team is listening?
You know, you also have to credit the other team. And I always say, you know, they get checks on the 1st and 15th also. I mean, the offensive play calling is having an effect, and let's just see how they respond.
Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the 4th quarter. A terrific game so far. The tough defending Favors and Gobert make up the big men. Alec Burks is out there with Mitchell, and it's Jerebko in at the 3 spot. That's the group right now for Utah. Anthony dishes to Adams. Over Gobert. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Adams has got the first field goal of the 4th quarter here for the Thunder. Mitchell kicks to Favors. Burks the pass to Favors. Here's Mitchell. He's covered by Felton. Favors sets the pick for Burks. Clock at 4. Thunder with the rebound.
I'll tell you, they've had to look elsewhere for their scoring, and they've gotten it. This guy has had very little impact on the game offensively.
A little over a minute of the 4th quarter gone right now. Mitchell dishes to Gobert. Favors with the screen. Doubled by Felton. And there's the feed to Gobert. 6 on the shot clock. Burks can't get it to go.
It's amazing the success they've had with him shooting this way. 0 for the night.
Outside, Felton to tie it up. He dishes it to Adams. Stolen by Mitchell. He feeds it to Gobert. Nice ball movement by Utah. 6 to shoot. Gobert the screen. Jerebko. A 3-pointer is right on target. And the Jazz lead by 5.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Adams against Gobert. Felton kicks to Anthony. Back to Felton. 3-pointer. Here's Adams. And the rejection by Favors.
I think you want to see more of this from Derek Favors. You love to see him be aggressive and try to send shots back.
Burks the pass to Mitchell. Doubled by Felton. There's the dish to Gobert. Jerebko kicks to Favors. And Anthony sends it back.
Melo just reading the play the right way, put in the extra effort to come up with such a nice block.
And an impressive transition for Patrick Patterson, developing Doris into a stretch 4 in the NBA.
Well, think about it, Kev. This is a guy who only made 24 threes in 3 years at Kentucky. Now in the NBA, he averages over 100 a season.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Johnson comes in for Gobert. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Jerebko. No good on that one.
You know, Kev, I remember when Patrick Patterson was coming out of high school. Major recruiting battle. Every school seemed to want this guy. Duke, Florida, you name it. But the Kentucky Wildcats win again.
Russell Westbrook's checked in for the Thunder. And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Utah. Westbrook against Rubio. And the pass to Favors. Over Adams. And that one's good by Favors. And the Jazz lead by 7.
Boy, they are not locked in defensively here in the second half. The intensity and focus haven't been there.
Westbrook with a wide open look. And the 3 ball is good. Westbrook's got 13 points in the second half.
Boy, as we reach the latter stages, he's been in a ridiculous groove. They simply can't get over the hump.
And Rubio kicks to Burks. Favors sets the pick for Burks. Outside Favors. Ingles dishes to Johnson. Clock is at 3. The turnaround jumper. No good that time. And it's Oklahoma City the other way. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. He had stolen by Ingles. The drive by Rubio. It's blocked. And here's the break. Here's Patterson. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet.
Well, when you're in transition, the pass should lead the break, and that's exactly what was done in easy 2.
And Rubio kicks to Favors. Here's Johnson. And the shot falls short this time.
Boy, that's a tough miss. Does well to get himself open and then botches it up.
Here's Roberson. And he misses the go-ahead basket. Utah leading. A pull-up. Another miss by Utah. Westbrook against Rubio. The offensive rebound. Robertson can't hit. Utah has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Now Ingles. Rubio in the corner. Kicks it to Burks. Pass to Johnson. Dishes it to Ingles. Outside Favors. 13 feet away. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 16th rebound on the night. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And now Ingles pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Oh, my goodness. Russell Westbrook twice on the pipe sends that shot back. My goodness.
Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
And that's an example of willpower right there, guys. I mean, grabbing the offensive rebound and then going back up strong.
And GA, in a close game like this where every possession is critical, that could prove to be a very big one.
Yeah, he saw he had a huge opportunity to help his team. Score is tight-knit, and he comes through.
Favors with a screen on Patterson. 4 on the shot clock. Floats one, and Adams sends it back to take the lead. Tries again, and Patterson with the lay-in. Good. And the Thunder lead by 2.
Well, you have to get something out of that possession, and thanks to Patterson's work on the glass, heads-up play to score that.
Favors with the screen. So here's Burks. To stop the drought. Favors can't get it to go. The Thunder have gone only 6 of 14 from the field in the 4th. Westbrook kicks to Patterson. Shot clock reset for Oklahoma City. Anthony, the pass to Adams. Oklahoma City moving it around. Yep, that one goes.
Well, we talk about not wasting any time. How about Patrick Patterson on the catch and shoot?
Jazz trail by 4. Burks sets a screen for Rubio. Pass to Burks. Johnson with a screen on Patterson. Goes up on the wing, and that one's good by Favors. Favors has got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, Derek Favors has developed terrific form, and it's nice to see him continue to develop this mid-range.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And when you look at Derek Favors, do you think Dorsey's maximized his potential, or is there still room to grow?
No, I definitely think he's got a higher ceiling. Favors is a guy who came into the league after just 1 year at Georgia Tech. So let's remember, he's still mid-20s right now. And the way this guy works, he's going to get better and better.
The presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
Jerebko's checked in for Utah. Rodney Hood comes in for Alec Burks. And then for Oklahoma City, Nick Collison's checked in for Adams. Kyle Singler comes in for Patrick Patterson. And Georgia subbed in for Carmelo Anthony. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Billy Donovan talking to his team. He really got after him in the huddle. He said, look, you can rest after the game. You got to put it all out there if you want to win this one. Back to you guys.
Jerebko can't get it to go. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the fourth. That's about 43%. George with the bucket. George has got 21 in the game.
Yeah, Kevin, they're simply going to play through Paul George until the defense shows that he can be stopped. And right now, he's virtually impossible.
And Rubio kicks to Johnson. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
Well, Kevin, let's just tip our cap because Paul George, exceptional down in the low post, using that high release to get his shot.
One shot.
That free throw good from George.
But you got to love the passion of Paul George. He plays with his heart. I mean, this guy is a standout player who has the drive to be an all-time great.
And a wide open look for Hood. Those 3-pointers off the mark. The Thunder leading by 5. Singler with a screen on Johnson. Robertson dishes to Westbrook. Takes the 13-footer. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Westbrook against Ingles. And Rubio kicks to Jerebko from deep Ingles. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Oberson's got 5 rebounds tonight. Westbrook's got room. It's good. Only a few seconds into the shot clock. Westbrook's got 32 points. Utah's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Johnson down low. He's covered by Singler. And with that, the Thunder lead is cut back down again to 5. The basket that time coming from Johnson. Westbrook passes to Collison. It's stolen by Ingles. Fast break. Here come the Jazz. Rubio dishes to Jerebko. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
I'll tell you, it takes fantastic vision and flawless timing to produce an assist like that.
good from Jerebko. And here's Westbrook. Outside, George. A three-pointer off the mark. Utah is shooting just 30% from the field here in the fourth. Here's Hood. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got his 9th assist in the game now. Oh, no, he may have gotten injured right there. He's in a lot of pain.
And I'll tell you, this is the last thing you want to see.
I just feel so bad for him. What he's going through right now, you just have to hope and pray that it's not too serious.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Adams, he's checked in for Collison. Anthony comes in for Singler, and it's Grant in for George. Adams with the screen on Rubio. Westbrook kicks to Grant. Screen by Grant. Anthony, the pass to Roberson. For 3, Westbrook. Good D by Rubio. This possession gives them a chance to take the lead.
Yeah, they don't want to let this one slip away.
Oh, boy, looks like he was injured there.
And, boy, this really doesn't look good. That just the way it happened.
Boy, it's got to be so frustrating for him. As hard as he has worked, doing everything he can to help his team, just heartbreaking, Greg.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Chris Dunn's checked in. Hood dishes to Johnson. Favors with the screen. Johnson kicks to Hood. Favors sets the pick for Hood to take the lead, and he sinks the layup. Hood's got 11 in the second half.
Wow, Rodney Hood not shy in a big moment. How about the poise from the 2-guard?
Adams with the screen on Rubio. Christian, the pass to Adams. Anthony left side. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Screen by Adams. Looking to end the run. And Adams with the slam.
Wow, Steven Adams continuing to evolve. How about the clutch delivery?
They set the pick. Favors with the screen. Good for 3. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. 19 points for Rodney Hood.
Rodney Hood showing no fear and doesn't feel the pressure.
Here's Christian. Offensive rebound. You can't hit that time. And it's Utah's ball. They've got a 12-2 run in progress. Hood for 3. It's hauled in by Adams. Oklahoma City shooting here in the fourth quarter around 41%. Here's Anthony. Rebound, Utah. A bucket here would give them a bit more room.
True, but no need to rush it. Play smart.
Good.
Oh, this guy's typically a setup man here, but he rises to the challenge. Beautifully done by Rubio.
And Christian kicks to Roberson. Oklahoma City gets it back.
And that's a nice job on the offensive glass there. That'll let them work the clock even more. Now, that is cold-blooded.
What a shot. He had no fear. I love it.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Now, here's Rubio. Not a lot of room. Favors with the screen. Shot clock at 6. And Rubio kicks to Ingles. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. They're down by 2. 3 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Belton inside the three-point line. Oh, he had a chance there to send it to overtime, but they come up empty-handed. And so it's Utah who scraped by with the win. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. With Dante Exum. Dante, still a young guy in this league. What do you want to focus on with your development?
I think it's just staying in the defensive end. Sometimes in the heat of the play, you kind of lose sight of it. And it's just about staying in there and just helping your teammates out. So,
a very young guy on a very good team. Thank you, Dante. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. See you next time.